Hello, Seawolf's Dens RPGaDay number 16. Describe my next game plans. First, it's been a few months since I've really done a campaign. 8 months. Took a break because of some difficult situations in life. Challenging and nothing terrible. Everything's turning out well. But I ended a campaign last year and took that break. That break turned into 8 months. Didn't intend it to, but like I said, things happened. And now I'm planning one, resurrecting some old Star Frontiers campaign adventures and translating them to Savage Worlds. I've always wanted to do the Vulturnus series of adventures, and I'm planning them now in Savage Worlds with a slight modification to the Star Frontiers setting and with extra races as well. So we'll see how that goes. I've been reading a lot of Larry Niven, and that's what got me to want to do this, because I can't believe how very similar Star Frontiers is to some of the Larry Niven books. So I've enjoyed it, and I want to experience it with the Vulturnus. Now, in terms of gaming one-shots, I've been playing 2 main one-shots this year. I've done a couple of others here and there, but 2 main ones are the Flash Gordon. I guess you can call it a one-sheet because it was just a one-sheet type adventure in the book that I expanded on. Made some pretty cool terrain that I'm pretty proud of for the adventure. And then the third part of a series that I wrote for a Savage Worlds version of Reichstar. Reichstar is a role-playing game written by a friend of mine named Ken Richardson. He wrote it back in 1990, or completed it and published it in 1990. He wrote it in the 80s. It's a futuristic version of Man in the High Castle, where the Axis had won the war. What's the world going to be like in 2134? Well, I've taken that into Savage Worlds, back the timeline up to 2065, before faster than light travel is discovered. And so I've merged Man in the High Castle with the Expanse. And I've run a series of adventures. Started at the moon, ended up at the polar regions of Earth, and now they're going to what we know as the Bermuda Triangle. However, in that world, the Bermuda Triangle doesn't exist. And there's a good reason for it. I've run that one twice. I've run both. I've run the Flash Gordon one twice, and the Reichstar game twice. I've got terrain for both. I've had a lot of fun with those. So those are my plans. Mace is coming up in November, and we're having some very big plans. We're inviting several crafters from the crafting community on YouTube. That includes DM Scotty, Wylock, and the Crafting Muse V. And I believe the Terrain Engineer is also coming, the Gaming Terrain Engineer. But for the first 3, they'll be there Thursday night, and they've asked one of us to run a game. So I'm going to run them in the Flash Gordon game. It'll be a great honor to have them, and hopefully 2 or 3 others. I think it'll be a blast. I really look forward to doing it. I totally know I have to bring my A game. I did it with Scotty at Mace West. He and his family, his entire family, joined the game. Oh, that was a wild night, and by the end of the night I was wore out. They had me guessing every step of the way. I was GM being led by the players. Quite fun. Always a good time. So those are my gaming plans. I'm very excited for the back half of the year with a new campaign and Mace. I'm finally going to get back in the saddle after being absent for 8 months in terms of a campaign. I've had fun this year with both those adventures I've mentioned, and I've run a couple of Cthulhu's. And I've run, for the first time, Star Trek Adventures. I ran that once as a playtest and another time as an adventure at a convention, the one shot. Both times were fantastic. The system is fun. I just don't think I would run it as a campaign, although it's really designed for that. I may try to get back to it at some point, but I'm already booked for Mace. So hope that was entertaining. I hope it's intriguing. I hope to see you at Mace. Until next time, seek the wolf in thyself.